Welcome to day 7, a week in here at the Centenary Manx Grand Prix. We are minutes away from the first warm-up lap of the day, and the schedule has been adjusted to take in the lightweight race that we missed yesterday. So we've got a senior classic, a junior, and a big lightweight race. Loads to take in. There's also some centenary celebrations as well. It's a full day. I really hope you enjoy the show. Let's see what happens. Dean, what a race. Took the lead on lap 2 and just managed that gap all the way to the end.
Yeah, exactly. I was quite steady from the start because I heard there were quite a few damp patches out there from the rain last night, so I went steady on the first lap, figured out where the damp patches was, then went from the second lap and sort of put the head down from there, so chipped away, ended up well, pint of Guinness, sun shining, job's a good one.
Cannot say fairer than that. Dean, congratulations, nicely done.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Happy enough, John, but a fairly lonely race.
Over the moon to stand on the podium at the 100th anniversary of the Manx Grand Prix. We got beat by arguably one of the best riders on the planet on the roads with a beer in my hand, and winner's that. I'm happy with that.
Perfect. Thanks very much, mate. A little bit of disappointment managing what sounded like a mechanical over the line after the end of the second lap.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to sound grateful with a third position, whatever, but I really wanted that win, and going into the first lap I thought I had it and just started breaking down after the first lap and just got worse and worse through the next 2 laps. But look, I got it home and got it on the podium, so it's better than nothing.
Happy enough. You said to me on the radio in the winners' enclosure that you considered pulling in at one point.
I did at one stage for 2 reasons. That the vibration got very bad, and I was afraid if this thing locks up, like how bad would it lock up, and I didn't want to get stuck up the mountain for the race this evening. I was wondering would I get back or not, so I was thinking all them things going around, and I was just minding it and short shifting everywhere, and just seemed to stay the same, so I just chanced it around again.
A nice way to celebrate your birthday. Nicely done.
Yep. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Mike Brown led the first lap in the Senior Classic, but when Dean Harrison took over early on lap 2, there was no looking back for him on the Craven Manx Norton. The rules are the rules, which meant John McGuinness had to pit on the first lap. Dean and Mike, both being on singles, meant that they could blow straight through. Dean ran a faultless race. Mike ended up nursing a misfire to the line, and Sean Anderson briefly took third from McGuinness until John got aboard on the way down the mountain and decided he didn't want to let the team go home empty-handed. The first race of the day was Dean's, and our focus immediately shifted to the junior race. Junior Joe Yeardsley got off to a flyer. Within a couple of sectors of the opening lap, he'd opened up a 6-second gap, and it looked, briefly, like he was about to deliver the dream race for a newcomer. Crossing the line with a standing start lap of 116.906 miles an hour, he was away, but by Kirkmichael, that dream was over when a mechanical forced him out of the race. At this stage, the junior turned into a continental circus with a Spaniard and 2 Italians leading the charge. At one stage on the last lap, the gap between the 3 of them was down to less than a second, but it was Victor Lopez who took the win from Andrea Maiola and a very emotional Maurizio Bottalico. Ignore the angry eyes and the dangerous looking tattoos. He's a lovely guy who fought hard and deserved that spot. Victor Lopez set a new lap record on that final lap of the race. The sun played ball and graced us with enough of the good stuff to get the lightweight race away at 6:30. Finally underway in perfect evening sunshine, it was a lovely gesture to see Mike Brown pull an Eddie Laycock replica Arai out of the bag before the start. Locker opened the race up. Dunlop only made it as far as Quarter Bridge. Paul Jordan didn't get much further up the road before he was forced to retire. Meanwhile, Mike Brown put 7 seconds into everyone by Ramsey. It looked like the Laylor Racing podium I had my eyes on was on until Adam McLean picked up a penalty for missing the mandatory pit stop at the end of lap 1. With a minute added to Adam's time, the door was open for Dan Sale, who gladly walked through it and into 3rd place. Mike and Ian ran perfect races, slightly more perfect for Brown, who managed his lead all the way to the flag in a 3-lapper that became a 2-lapper after the weather had decided it had had enough. Brown, Locker and Sale, all previous race winners at the Manx Grand Prix, and a fitting way to finish a full day at the home of road racing.